is on now.
All right, so we are back with another commentary segment of our Activated Mornings program, and already on the line we have Mr. Kingsley DeFreitas. Kingsley, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you also. Thanks.
I listened a while ago, struggling to make a commentary on the issue surrounding Terry Bino and the gentleman in Canada. But if I were you, I would not have ruled that sleep over the issue of Terry Bino. The reason why is I've been around a long time, and whenever I hear Terry Bino, he reminds me of Glenn Jackson. In Glenn Jackson's time, Terry Bino comes over as an activist. But during the course of the period of that time, I asked myself, what is the purpose of Terry Bino? And at times I found him confusing, and at times I found him being an activist for a political party and always want to adjust himself to suit the Ralph Gonsalves-led administration. So, me neither here nor there with Terry Bino. If I walk to people in the Grannies, I leave Terry Bino right where he is, okay? Like you say, we can't make a outright cast commentary because we can't get the two sides of his story. But based on the past of Terry Bino activists, me neither here nor there with Terry Bino. So if Terry Bino getting fair with his own facts, well, he gets an experience that when people say, listen to what took place in the Glenn Jackson days and Terry Bino was activist, people realize that he only had his interest. So they trying to get the impression it comes over that he's supposed to be people of Canada. And then you found it in the eyewitness news that he was just kept for a while. So what they did, they kept him for a couple hours and said, well, you go there and cool off yourself. And the gentleman who you say is an investor and appeared to be an ATM machine, they just say, you go by yourself and you relax yourself, and then the authorities will come down and settle the matter, and that's it. But if I were you, I ain't worrying myself over Terry Bino and his proposed activists in the Grannies, because I don't think it's going to make any sense whether he's going to get anything accomplished, because I base this commentary on what took place in the past when Terry Bino used to be an activist and comes over sometimes to be neutral, but at one time he found himself in a position where he wanted to please Ralph Gonsalves and the ULP, and from that I lose my interest in paying attention to him. That's my commentary for today, okay? And you have a wonderful day.
You as well, Kingsley, you as well. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
All right, so that was today's commentary with Kingsley DeFreitas. No, I'll be very honest. There are times when I read articles and I don't go to the comments section because, I try to form my own opinions, etc. But, I had to go to the comment sections for that particular article just to see what persons were saying, what their thoughts were. And it's interesting the way in which persons perceive Mr. Bino. I'm not sure if it's perceive him now or if that's how their opinion always was, but it's interesting. And maybe as Kingsley is saying, well, I wasn't planning to lose sleep over it, but I'm just always a little bit mindful of the tension that exists between developers, investors, and the natives of, particularly within our Grenadine Islands, right? But we leave in that as where it is, all right? We leave in that exactly where it is at this time. All right, so we have somebody calling. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Solita. How you doing?
Solita is fine. And how are you?
On top of the world, man, but it's still very cold.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a bit disappointed in Kingsley this morning. I expected him to pick up on what's the guy's name? Pigeon? Yeah, Pigeon comments, but he didn't. He's silent on that. In relation to that, all I would say to Pigeon and to others is that nothing lasts forever. And no one of us, no human being is the axis upon which the earth rotates. So you could chew on that. I would like you, if it's well, I'm going to say it anyway. I'd like to wish Miss Nola Charles a very happy birthday. Nola lives in the UK, but she loves St. Vincent so much. I mean, she visits St. Vincent more often than some people here and there on the way. So today is Nola's birthday. Nola Charles of Richmond Park. And, it's really sad when I heard that there are 2 murders so far in our beloved St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's nothing wrong with St. Vincent. I would like to remind everyone of that. There's nothing wrong with St. Vincent. It's the element that lives there. Let us try to make it a better place. Like the national anthem says, make it a better place for all of us to live. Have a wonderful day. And Dianna, whatever you're doing, keep safe. We're looking forward to hearing from you again next week. Have a great day.
All right. Take care, Joshua. Thanks. All right. So let's see. So I chuckled because, Evan, yes, you're the reason why I chuckled just before taking Joshua's call, if you were wondering what happened there. All right. So yes, we are going to talk on the topic just very briefly, very quickly on, do we really care about our environment? All right. So for those of you who are on the live, I'm going to play a video. And this video came from Abuza. It was a video that he posted on his social media page. And it was one of those videos that upsetting to me. All right. So for those of you on the live, or those of you listening, you would hear exactly what it's all about.
Abuza name of the table rock. This is our table rock. And watch what we doing. This is what we doing. Our table rock. We come here to enjoy the beach, the river. Last week was Kittles. Bay. This week now I come down table rock. Watch what we doing. You come here, get your cook. You tell me you just going to leave all of that. You going to leave all of that. Serious thing. Man, no, we could do better than this. This is ours.
Yeah, and that sucked, Taddy, and is exactly how I felt about the situation, right? Because we always talking about these places of attractions, right? We like to say it's tourist sites, but they're not tourist sites. They're sites for us as Vincentians to utilize and to visit, etc., right? But why is it that we think that, okay, so we have used a particular site and we are going to leave it in a mess? Now, the video that was played by Abuza, what you're seeing is that there was a lot of garbage that was left. It's apparently persons may have had a cook, persons used Table Rock, that recreational site, and they left all of their garbage there. Now, who is supposed to go and be policing and to be cleaning up an area such as this, right? What it is that really bugs me is that there are many persons who know better, right? You are not going to be littering your yard. You are not going to be littering your home. You're not even necessarily going to be littering your community in terms of, getting where it is that you have to walk to get to your community. You're not going to be littering there. So why do you think that when you utilize a particular site or a particular recreational facility that you're just going to leave it in any which way? All right. Who is supposed to be the one to pick up and to clean up after you? The thing of it is that what persons also fail to realize is that you're leaving plastics, you're leaving bottles, whether it's breakable bottles or plastic bottles. These things can have a way or find a way into our water supply downstream or even end up within the sea. Then we're going to have a problem of our seawater being polluted, our beaches, because especially when the waves rush against the shore, they're depositing many of the trash that is already there inside of the sea. So I think as Vincentians, we really, really need to do better than this. Many times we're calling on the authorities to clean up this and clean up that. And then this whole ignorant statement about if we don't litter. And, I probably shouldn't even repeat it because it's really ignorance and I don't repeat ignorance, right? But we need to do better as a society. We know that the vector control unit, they're calling on persons, the general public, to do their part in the battle of rodent population within Kingston. All right. So they're saying that there's a specific rat that they focus on most of the time. It's the Norway rat or the brown rat, which is called the sewer rat. All right. So they're asking for persons who have businesses in Kingston or vendors who operate in Kingston. Keep your areas tidy. There are many persons who are selling fruits, who are selling vegetables, rather than just throwing them into the drain, thinking that it's the job of sanitation department to clean when it is that they're making their rounds, whether early in the morning or in the afternoon. We cannot be thinking like that. I don't know how many persons many of you would have noticed, whenever it rains in Kingston, you see the amount of cockroach that comes out and you see the amount of rats that come out. All right. We have to do better than this. You cannot be then wondering why it is that leptospirosis is on the increase, or why is it that persons are coming down or being infected. Many times it could be something as simple as let's say the rat peas on, let's say, produce that is not washed, a fruit that is not washed. That is something that can then be ingested, and that is how it is that somebody can end up with leptospirosis in those simple ways. All right, so we really do need to do better. There's another article that I came across on on Eyewitness News. It was an article that was written by Kimani Weisman, and we know that he does these opinion pieces. And what was interesting for me in that is that he says a CNN article states that microplastics have been found in human stool. All right. In our feces, microplastics have been found, suggesting the widespread in our food chain. The article states that Austrian scientists monitored and tested stool samples of 8 study participants from different countries, and all of them tested positive for at least one form of microplastic. All right, with 9 different types discovered, ranging in size from 50 to 500 micrometers. So this is what I'm talking about in the little ways, right? That plastic from Table Rock ends up into the sea. Let's say a fish happens to eat one of those plastics. We then consume the fish, and that ends up within our system. It's these little ways in which we are even contributing to our own demise in terms of our own health. All right. So people, we need to do better. We need to do better as a nation. It is not up to the authorities. We live here. It's not and this is why I always hasten to use the term tourist sites or tourist attractions. We are the ones who live here. We need to do better as a society. All right. For those of you who wish to see that video that I showed, it's on a Boozer's page, so you can go and have a look at it. You go somewhere, you have to clean up behind yourself. I remember recently or last year, I went to Anyway, I went on a hike. Can't remember where I went. And then when we went there, we all had plastic bags. We walked with plastic bags. Whenever it is that we finished cooking or whatever it is that we consumed, we picked up our garbage and we left. Also, what it is that I would like to say to tour operators who are taking persons to these sites. Yes, you might be taking visitors, and they may possibly have no regard for our environment. They might say that they're visiting and they might leave behind trash or they might leave behind garbage. As the tour operators or the tour guides, you walk with a plastic bag and you pick up after them. All right. It might just come down to simple things like that. Many of them would know better as tourists as well, but just in case. All right. Just in case. And maybe many of you already do it, but we have to work together as a nation to do better as a nation. All right. So that is, my commentary. And when I get a little passionate about these things, my head does get a little hot. My head does get a little hot because I don't like speaking. It's like speaking to adults in a children format when people really and truly are supposed to know better. But we realize that some persons just don't know or they don't care. But that's me with my piece for today. All right. So we are going to head on out at this time, as it is 8 a.m. and our time check came to us with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact